Bordering Lake Albert to its north, Ntoroko district is sandwiched between the mountains of the Moon and the eastern Congo's mountain ranges. Over 80,000 people live in this Western Rift Valley district, and most of them are cattle keepers, some are fishermen, while others are farmers. This district is the literal definition of a rock and a hard place. Being squeezed between mountain ranges exposes residents to landslides and mudslides, while having Lake Mwitanzige, also known as Albert, as a neighbor exposes residents to floods in the wet season, and the dry season, on the other hand, comes with intermittent drought spells. Karnara sub-county in Ntoroko district sits at the heart of two extreme weather conditions. First, the floods. This place used to be dry land until around 2019 when Lake Albert burst its banks, and the waters from the lake blanketed this whole place until up to around 2 kilometers from where I'm standing. And as you can see, the water is now slowly clearing, and people are poised to regain their plots that they had lost to the water. But see what the water has left behind: drought. Herdsmen walk up to 25 kilometers in search of water, as animals depend on dry grass residue and mostly water.
We are just trying. Most of our animals are dying. We are just surviving narrowly. What we remain with is God's chance.
A district livestock situational report shows that over 190,000 head of cattle were badly affected by the spell that set in December last year. 996 head of cattle died in just 3 weeks, and milk production dropped from 10,630 liters to 3,395 liters per day.
So it's really a big problem economically. And when you look at these animals, they have lost their body condition scores. It's now between 2 to 2.5, which is very dangerous. It's moving towards negative energy. So if the drought persists for the next 3-4 weeks, we are likely to lose more than we expect.
The district authorities say the number of dead animals could be more, since it's hard for large-scale farmers, most of whom practice community grazing, to keep farm records. Joshua Kobwemi, a commercial chili and watermelon farmer, says he's been watering his 10-acre garden using a generator-powered watering system until he gave up recently.
The generator is using fuel, petrol, and petrol is expensive. A day to pump the whole of this garden, you need over 20 liters. That is almost 100,000. So if you have to do 100,000 times 3 months until these things grow up, then that is too expensive.
His hope is in government's intervention. Government and individual farmers have constructed valley dams, but they are all dry now. The district veterinary officer, Tadeo Asimwe, says solar-powered water points like this in Chapa village are the only solution for this situation.
If this technology could be copied and used in the lower areas of Tungama and Rwenzori, I'm sure the results would be better than what we have now.
But the ultimate solution, most of the leaders agree, is restoration of the mountain cover to prevent silting of Lake Albert during rainy seasons. The district chairperson points to weakness in the enforcement of environmental regulations.
In Uganda, we have very many laws. We have very many ordinances. They are in our shelves there. They are shelved.
Mr. Kasoro wants the Office of the Prime Minister to include Ntoroko among beneficiaries of Development Response to Displacement Impact Project, or DRDIP, a World Bank-funded multi-regional project implemented in 15 refugee hosting districts.
The Office of the Prime Minister is aware that Ntoroko is a disaster district, but they do not allocate it programs allocated to other disaster districts like Kisinjiro and others. They don't. This is what I am saying. So we need funding to carry out programs of vegetation restoration.
Ntoroko district informally hosts thousands of refugees who flee instability in the neighboring DRC. Edward Mhumza, NTV.